Hello everyone, this is the Daily Joker 77. Wow, I don't even have a lot of time to record, so let's just get into this. Hello, welcome to your crash course in forensic science. Today we shall start with trace evidence in this first episode. Common types: hair, glass fibers, dirt, soil, blood, fingerprints, gunshot residue, etc. The list can go on and on. It can link an assailant to the crime scene for example, when the person was close to a window, when the bullets shared the glass. The examples can go on endlessly. Examination can provide what was used to commit a crime, such as examining the gunshot residue to determine the distance from the shooter to the victim, judging by the trajectory from the bullet hole. Crime scene investigators use tools such as tweezers, tape, specialized vacuum swabs, etc. to find and collect trace evidence. Tape would be used to lift a fingerprint from either a doorknob or a pane of glass to... it's rare to get a fingerprint intact. Usually they're fragments of a fingerprint, but to get a whole one is really rare, and they use a specific kind of powder to lift the oils of the fingerprint off of the object. So basically, I didn't know this video would be so short. Basically, trace evidence is the how to explain it? Basically, the pieces of evidence that are left off a certain object or transferred off of a person or object in a crime scene, and are thusly analyzed through specific means. So let's cover some common terms. Bulk sample, which is a sample large enough to weigh. So obviously, if you have like let's see, what would be an example of bulk sample? Bulk sample. Bulk sample. Let's say you have a piece of glass as large enough to, a large piece of glass, let's say, for example, that would weigh probably about a few grams, a few ounces, somewhere around there. Class characteristics: measurable features of a specimen to indicate a restricted group source. Pretty much its characteristics specific to that piece of evidence. Fracture match or physical match explains itself. Examination of two or more objects through physical, optical, or photographic means. So basically it's comparing them and examining the characteristics and the properties of that evidence. Either it could be through a microscope, examining a small piece of fiber or hair, or a hair strand, or maybe you're examining a drop of blood or a sample of blood, or you're examining a fingerprint trying to match it up. That's another way to do it. Glass, obviously we know what it is, but it's defined as an inorganic product of fusion cooled to a rigid condition, meaning it's cooled or molded to a specific shape or to a certain condition, whatever the way you want to temper it, etc. Individual characteristics: evidence that can be associated with a high degree of certainty. So individual characteristics are specific to that piece of evidence. There you go. Let's see, did I write down any more? Oh yes, and here's another one. If I can pronounce this right. I learned a lot when I was writing down my notes for this video and everything, and this is going to be an ongoing series of whatever I can remember of forensics. This is giving me a big review. My microscopy, there we go. Use of investigation with or microscope. So basically it's using a microscope to investigate in the investigation of a crime, to examine the evidence, etc. Okay, that was a lot shorter than I thought. I guess some of them are going to be longer. Pretty much that's episode 1, an introduction to forensic science, as I'm hoping I can do here. So I want to start with one of the basic things, and as we go, it will be a lot more complicated because there's a lot more fields I want to cover and all that. What I'm interested in, what I want to get into is crime scene investigation, so that'll be basically covering all kinds of fields. So thank you for watching, and thank you for sitting in with me, and hopefully me being your teacher into one of the fields I'm very knowledgeable on and very passionate about is forensic science, and hopefully it's very educational, what I know and what I can give a brief introduction to based on the category. And like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date with all my videos, current or past tense. I shall see you guys in the next video. Stay crazy.